healthcare services during the pandemic. But at a time with so much uncertainty, should businesses be careful about expansion?
Because we had an incredibly bad second quarter. The third and fourth quarter have really picked up, and what's been really great to see is Singapore businesses being probably our top clients. We used to make a lot of our funding in America, in Europe, but our biggest projects at the moment are all with Singapore-based headquarters, and certainly, having enough capital to pay our bills is right at the top of the agenda, but just given our performance and traction at the moment, we're really safe into sort of late next year when we'll plan to scale this up properly.
Despite their pandemic-induced setbacks, Reach 52 managed to accelerate the launch of a new diabetes and hypertension program. Collaborating with the Pototan Municipal Health Officer and Reach 52's Teledoc service, screening began in September.
One of the big problems is often around not necessarily just the poor access to medicines, but also the lack of diagnostics. So people don't even know that they've got these symptoms and can't get tested.
Partnerships with NGOs, community-based teams, and the use of digital health solutions are paving the way for future partnerships.
You can use the data to really pinpoint the needs of that population. If we know there's a high risk of diabetes in a particular area, you can focus the diabetes education and awareness programs, either through digital channels or through outreach programs. You can work with partners to provide more community-based testing and screening of those conditions.
We are continuing to hire, we're continuing to grow our client list, so perhaps we can't visit the communities, we can't fly. It doesn't change the mission, and in fact it actually means we have to work faster, so I don't see any major change in the next 2 years.
The Singapore Rediscovers campaign is led by STB, Enterprise Singapore, and Sentosa Development Corporation. As part of the campaign, Klook has teamed up with STB, and it's creating new experiences based on consumer trends.
The ability to look at what people are searching on our app, the ability to connect what kind of data or signals that we're picking up online, and then working with our merchants to create that experience that never existed before.
Putting more offbeat sites on tour itineraries to appeal to customers already familiar with the destination. That is the challenge for Klook and its merchants. Robin Low, for instance, started off with bike tours, but since the pandemic, he expanded to include tours to a kampong, a kelo, and more recently, tours made for locals.
In the past, we were so busy with bicycle tours, and day in, day out, we're just busy with it operationally. But now it pushes us to move into new areas, and very interestingly, I felt that perhaps they are there to stay, because my concept here is very simple. Whatever is suitable for foreigners may not be suitable for locals. But if a local likes a particular tour, the foreigners confirm will like it.
Once partners like Robin redesign their services, Klook helps them update their listings and test interest with the local market. Roseanne and team are finding new ways to work with merchant partners, testing and reviewing experiences and co-creating content for their live streams and curated tours.
It's essential for us to understand the verticals that we have and the types of merchants that we have, and it's really important for us to also educate them on how our platform can benefit them.
Separately, Klook is also working with STB as one of 5 booking partners for the $320 million Singapore Rediscovers voucher scheme. It's doing well locally, but what about other markets?
A few new segments that we are really capitalized on and now seeing really strong momentum. One being staycation, right? A combination of hotel plus experience. which really plays to our forte. And then secondly is on car rental, as we believe that people will be looking to, obviously cannot fly, but will travel within, the vicinity, and car rental will be key. And if you think about it, in Asia, car rental wasn't really a big industry, but now it's really pushing it. And we made a quick decision to actually acquire a car rental company during the early phase of the pandemic, and now able to roll out these services across most of the markets in Asia.
In terms of acquisition strategies, do deep diligence, understand how that embraces in your business, think about what it means to bring it into your business, and think about how it fundamentally will change your operating model.
Partnerships, collaborations, mergers, acquisitions. How some companies are managing growing pains and coming out stronger. This Saturday, getting ahead of the competition in tough times.
It's antiviral, antibacterial, anti-odor, and antifungal.
I've always wanted to rebrand, but I never had the opportunity.
How companies build value and sales in competitive spaces.
Use the brand strategy, build very extensive distribution network, build very efficient operations.
Creating demand. Business Unusual. Saturday on CNA.
There is so much things that on the first view, it looks like waste, right? Just have to look a little bit deeper and you find all these valuable things.
This is the essence of what upcycling is. What else can it be besides of what it was made for? That's where creativity comes in.
We made a bookshelf, was the first thing we did. We had our first order and we were even quite surprised. We were like, okay bro, we're a bit busy, we wouldn't know. But no, I'm going to pay you guys. Like, okay, let's do this, and then we just got it going, and that came to another order.
When we first started, people didn't understand what we were about. Is this a business? Is this charity? Isn't there something better for you to do in your life? And we just didn't stop. We went everywhere and we spoke as representatives of BGBG, showing them that their ways can be amazing new products, from a car seat belt into a bag, and they'd be like, oh, that's quite smart.
My first impression, I met your BGBG seatbelt bag was, oh my God, it's not a seatbelt. I even didn't realize it.
Customers do not buy products, they buy values associated with the product. If you buy a BGBG bag, you're not just buying a bag made from seat belts, you're buying a locally sourced item. At our Creative Hub, we are a co-making space for passionate innovators who want to realize their imaginations into new prototypes and products.
This guitar, this was made with parts that were destined for the scrap heap. The only problem I had was working out the electronics. I could not figure out how to wire all the buttons and switches together. So I brought it here, and the people in the electronics lab showed me what to do.
Just over the last year, we've had the chance to personally teach and work with close to 4,000 people. We want to plant the seed in other people. BGBG in Malay means seeds. We wanted the ability to inspire other people to be able to do this.
Hong Kong is always on the go. Don't believe me? Just count my steps. In a city where change is the only constant, it's an option to stand still.
We do. CNA, Hong Kong.
It's been a
crazy year. The pandemic's been so scary and so depressing. I nearly lost my soul.
You should have brought me back sooner.